In today's video, I will be answering this question: how long should you stretch your relaxed hair? If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I'm Nika, and on this channel, it's all about hair care. So if that is something that you're interested in, then go right ahead and subscribe. Returning subscriber, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Before I answer the question as to how long you should stretch your relaxed hair, let me answer this question for you. When does your relaxer stretch start? It starts from the day you relaxed your hair. Why? Because your hair is still growing. Just because you relaxed your hair doesn't mean that your hair is going to stop growing. On that day, you will not see any new growth coming from the scalp, but the hair beneath the scalp area is still growing. And so we start our relaxer stretch date from the date that we relaxed our hair. Typically, it was suggested that we stretch our hair anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks. But we know that many persons today are not stretching their hair 6 to 8 weeks, but rather are stretching their hair much longer than that. And so you may be wondering, how long should you be stretching your relaxed hair? So here is an example that I'm going to be sharing with you. I have written down this example, so I'll be looking down every now and then. So if you see me looking down, I'm looking on my notes, okay? All right, so for example, if you started your relaxer, if you did your relaxer on November 1st, right? Then Monday, November 8th will be 1 week since you did your relaxer. So from the 1st to the 8th would be 1 week. So that's week 1 since your relaxer. From the 8th to the 15th would be week 2. And from the 15th to the 22nd would be week 3. The 22nd to the 29th would be week 4, and from the 29th of November to the 6th of December would be week 5. So that would be 5 weeks since you relaxed your hair. Now from December 6th to December 13th, that would have taken you to week 6. So if you were going to relax your hair after 6 weeks, then you would relax your hair on the 13th of December. If you were going to stretch longer than 6 weeks, then your next relaxer date, if you're stretching to, for example, 8 weeks, would be the 27th of December, right? And if you're stretching all the way to 9 weeks, then that would have taken you to the 3rd of January, which would have been your next relaxer date if you were going to relax your hair on the 9th week. If you're going all the way to 10 weeks, then your next relaxer date would be January 10. If we were to think of stretching our hair in terms of months rather than week, then 1 month would have given us 4 weeks, 2 months would have given us 8 weeks. I'm looking down because I wrote it down. And 2.5 months would have given us 10 weeks, and 3 months would have given us 12 weeks, and 4 months would have given us 16 weeks. So if we are looking at stretching our hair in terms of months, then that is how you could look at it. To know how long you should stretch your relaxer, you would have to know the texture hair that you have, whether it's fine, medium, or coarse, or you would have to learn your hair curl pattern, whether it's loose or it is tight. You would also need to take into consideration how fast your hair is growing, right? So some person here grows very fast, some person here grow very slow. Now, at what point would you have at least an inch or 1.5 inches of new growth? Therefore, to know how many weeks you should stretch your relaxer, you will have to examine your new growth to see at what point you have a inch or 1.5 inches of new growth. So now to answer the question that was posed at the beginning, how long should you stretch your relaxed hair? To answer that question, you would have to answer it. Why? Because you know how fast your hair grows. If it is that you should relax your hair or do a retouch when you have a inch or 1.5 inches of new growth, then you would have to determine at what point do you have that inch or 1.5 inches. Is it at 1.5 months? Is it 2.5 months? Is it 2 months? Is it 3 months? So based on your own observation, make a note of it, and then that will tell you how long you should stretch your relaxer. Of course, if you want to stretch your relaxer longer than that, you can. Just keep in mind that you'll need to keep the new growth moisturized so as to prevent breakage. If you're interested to see how I moisturize my new growth when I'm stretching my relaxed hair, then I'll leave that video in the description below so you can check it out. If you found value in the video, don't forget to give the video a like. And if you have not yet subscribed, don't forget to subscribe and join the Healthy Hair Care fam. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.